hurt you, jokes hurt you, we hurt you. Half the time you don't even probably know what hurt you, but you're super mad. Trust, we heard you.
Oh my goodness, what done happened to us? What done? Hello friends, welcome to Look and Live. You are now here with Pastor James Devallon, and this is another reaction video. Guys, I'm excited because I have Tom MacDonald on the screen. Thank you for requesting this one. I appreciate you. He's been on my list, but I'm so glad I was reminded to get to it. So thank you. For those of you who don't know, I love myself some Tom MacDonald. This dude is awesome. He has a way with words and lyrics, and he has a way of addressing the nature of our culture today. And I really love that because he puts his finger on the matters and addressing them for what they are and give you a perspective on matters in which you probably didn't see before. So therefore, Tom MacDonald today, politically correct, is the one we're going to get into. You're going to get to listen today. Well, without further ado, let's get into the heart of the message.
My generation's afraid of opinions. Y'all so intolerant. They're ashamed of themselves because they're privileged and whiter. They're black and the opposite. You get charged with harassment for hugging a woman or giving a compliment. Y'all way too sensitive yet offended to death. Bring all the coffins in.
Oh goodies. I'll tell you, Tom always starts with a bomb. He doesn't waste time. He doesn't have time to waste time. He gets right into the heart of his message. We live in a generation today that is overly sensitive about things to the point where, you know, the cancel culture wants to shut you down unless you agree with the supposed narrative, which I do agree. We gotta be careful what we say, and I'm totally against any form of hate speech, anything that will demoralize someone, because the Bible says there is words in your tongue, and you gotta be careful that your words have power to either build up or tear down. But what we see going on today, it is somewhat different. It is to a point where it's almost like the thought police of many media's platforms today. They just want a particular view to be upheld, and if you dare to go against it, you're getting yourself in trouble.
I swear that y'all are mad at everything that don't affect your life. Hey, I swear that y'all believe that being offended just means that you're right. Hey, I swear that y'all just want to be the only ones who everyone lies. Hey, I swear if I swear at you ninnies, you probably so triggered you cry. And no.
You know what's going on in America? One of the things that I think is happening, especially coming from a Haitian culture and having that, Haitian background. One thing you see in many nations where there's a lot of suffering and pain and death and sorrows, these individuals focus on things that really matter to make a living. In America, I think we are way too comfortable. In other words, we find issues where issues don't exist. And I find this to be true also even in the church. When the church is too ease, or they're too comfortable, things are so easy to go, I find many of the church members become lazy and they find issues with other members in the church that naturally would have never existed were it not for their own comfortability and that easygoing and happy-go-lucky attitude. And the thing is, that needs to be addressed. In America today, what we have going on is that people are so highly privileged and so blessed, so well taken care of, so well fed. We drive how many cars, we live however, so we have so much time and so well pleased and so well taken care of. We came to a point where we're finding little nitpick matters in people's language and make a big deal about that, like Kanye West wearing White Lives Matter t-shirt, and y'all losing your mind. Are you serious? Like, this is what matters to you? It shows that you got too much good stuff going on for you. That's why you find enough time to focus on things as that. Anyway, let Tom MacDonald preach.
Nobody wants to be real. Everyone's scared of how everyone feels. We become so ultra sensitive and hyper tolerant that honestly, honesty gonna be illegal.
I know it got really bad when they start going after comedians like Dave Chappelle and many others just because they were saying something about, different communities that didn't sit well. And I have to admit, as Christians, we've been made fun of by many comedians. They made fun of the Bible, they made fun of the Christian God, they make fun of Jesus, they make fun of Christians. And I tell you what, we don't kill anybody because they do that. I just laugh and I just shake my head and I say, I'm not going to listen to you, but I'm not going to kill you because you disagree with me. But there are others who feels as though if you dare to make fun of my community, if you dare to insult my intelligence, if you dare to not affirm or to disrespect my perspective and my view, I need to cancel you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, keep on going with that.
It's crazy, y'all get so shocked and bothered from people saying things that aren't responsible. If that seems logical, y'all are weak then. If someone says retard, it ruins your weekend, and that's retarded.
Yeah, and that's something I've eventually heard. Even the word retarded is not supposed to be used for people with mental illness, which I can understand the nature of that, but I just have an issue with the level of sensitivity. It's one thing to be disrespectful with the word, but it's another thing to use the word to describe something based on your own perspective. But nevertheless, let's keep going.
Hairband and braids because it looks hella awesome. Y'all like to scream I appropriate culture, but I don't hear nothing. I'm paying homage. Y'all are just trying to get likes on your comments, googling quotes that are socially conscious, and saying you're woke doesn't make you a prophet. It makes you a liar and stupid obnoxious. Always on that blah blah.
Do I need to say anything about the woke cultures and how much they are losing the masses of individuals today? I recently did a study and discovered how many people are just totally leaving the Democratic Party because the Democratic Party has associated itself with the woke culture. And there's a saying that goes, if you go broke, you go broke. We are tired of nonsense. We just want to live our lives and stop trying to indoctrinate our children with your so-called narrative, with your so-called emotion. Stop it. Okay, people are not for that, and the average American simply wanna live his life.
Y'all should keep it to yourselves. Miss me with that drama. You must think I'm someone else, 'cause y'all don't wanna with me. 'Cause I don't feel the pressure. No, I will not be censored. I'm not afraid, that's why they with me. My name will be remembered, and I will live forever. I bet y'all hate that y'all are stuck with me. Happy Halloween for
Tom MacDonald, you are trouble.
one evening only. You wear what you want, unless it's a poncho, a headdress, or afro. You'll piss someone off. Hey, I'd say Merry Christmas, but I know that it's about to be gone. If religious freedom's such a dire issue, why you dress like a priest in October for fun? Don't let them censor your thoughts.
I'm just gonna save my thought on this one. Keep going.
Don't let them make you regret that you talked. Don't let them tell you that nice is the law, trying to make you all righter when nothing is wrong. Yeah, words hurt you, clothes hurt you, memes hurt you, jokes hurt you, we hurt you. Half the time you don't even probably know what hurt you, but you're super mad. Trust, we heard you.
Oh my goodness, what done happened to us? What done happened to us, right? I think this began, it's part of it began in the home. It always comes back from the home. And then we see our TVs and televisions and so on. And then when you get into these schools, you get all these humanitarian courses where they become overly sensitive. It's almost like this narcissistic compassion, as Jordan Peterson describes it. It's almost like this level of compassion that to the point where you are afraid of rebuking and calling and exposing someone's behavior. When in the Bible, you find that when a person is exposed of their behavior, they are called or they are criticized. It's a positive thing. Not only it slows the person from going in that destructive path, but it also helps them to examine their position. Sometimes the criticism is very good. Constructive criticism is good. Calling you out on a particular thing is good. Exposing your sin is a good thing because that can help you to turn around and make a better decision. But our culture says today, you dare not say homosexuality is a sin. You dare not say transgenderism is unbiblical. You dare not say Christian pastors or Christian homosexuals is a bad thing. Don't say that. If you dare to say that, you're gonna get canceled, or you become politically incorrect. But I want to be biblically correct, not so much politically, although I do understand I have to be careful with my words. But ultimately, you can't please anybody and everybody. At the end of the day, somebody's going to be upset by some things that I say anyway, even when I try to be as nice as I could be in this channel. And I read the comments, I'm like, oh gosh, give me a break.
In a broken system, are you triggered much? You've been showing symptoms. Y'all are so addicted to being hopeless victims. Y'all can crash a plane and blame the road conditions. And your only sickness is your social vision. Makes you scared of choices, but you pro decision. So you march a lot, but never go the distance. Yelling way too loud until no one listens. Always on that blah blah. Y'all should keep it to yourselves. drama, you must think I'm someone else. Cause y'all don't wanna with me. Cause I don't feel the pressure. No, I will not be censored. I'm not afraid, that's why they with me. My name will be remembered, and I will live forever. I bet y'all hate that y'all are stuck with me. You look like the devil, you sound like some Christians. You just want a medal for asking permission. You just want a pat on the back in addition to being so tolerant. Fine, I admit it, you're nicer, you're better, you're righter, you're brilliant, most sensitive creatures in all of existence.
Why are we so overwhelmingly, why has our culture been so addicted with affirmation and approbation? Why is it that we just want somebody to just agree with us? No matter how deplorable is our condition, we want somebody to give us a thumbs up. We are so media driven in our behavior that it's just, when we get those thumbs down, we want to lose it. But friends, the real world is cruel. The real world has opposition. In the real world, there's enemies. In the real world, there are differences in perspective. In the real world, people do not always agree with you. We have to come to a point when we stop being so overly sensitive over every little matter. This doesn't mean it's okay to be rude and disrespectful and put out fake information out there and create problems in our society. Totally against that. But what we see happening today is that we go from one extreme, which is trying to protect the masses, to the point where we are protecting emotion, supposedly about matters that are very clear, different. And we used to agree on these matters 5 years ago, but now, let me keep quiet.
Since my freedom of thought should be censored with prison, the world would be better if we weren't so different. Always on that blah, blah. Y'all should keep it to yourselves. Miss me with that drama. You must think I'm someone else. Cause y'all don't wanna with me. Cause I don't feel the pressure. No, I will not be censored. I'm not afraid, that's why they with me. My name will be remembered, and I will live forever. I bet y'all hate that y'all are stuck with me.
Oh, goodies. Tom MacDonald. Stop it. You're starting trouble again. Trying to get my channel canceled. Here, listen, guys. I did a recent study on something known as, I think it's called mass formation. It's a psychology. But the whole idea of mass formation is to get this group thinking mentality and having everyone thinking in that herd mentality kind of thing, where you have to see things from one point of view. And what they discovered, when you have mass formation, it is very easy to get a group of people, like the Pied Piper concept, get a group of people to go in a direction that is actually wrong. And the way you address this matter is by raising a voice of opposition, is by protesting, and by speaking out. Eventually the rest of the group began to make decision in the light of what is being said in opposition to the mass formation approach. And what I'm saying is simply this: in order for us to address some of these issues we see in our world and to bring about positive change, there has to always be difference of opinion. If we lose sight of that, we can never truly grow. Any person who is afraid of criticism, who's not willing to be examined, who wants to politically correct and shut down the mouth and close the mouths of those who disagree with them, is a group of people that oftentimes will end up in the wrong place, who will find themselves destroying themselves. Even as a Christian, sometimes my atheist friends, I love you for what you do. Even when you challenge me about things that I'm sure is 100% correct, your challenge make me a better person. I don't hate you for that. I pray for you and I love you. But guess what? What you do makes me better. So people who are afraid of that, they don't realize something. Maybe those who do oppose you and those who have a different opinion about certain matters, maybe they see something that you don't see. In the Bible, we are told that in a multitude of counselors, purposes are established. So it takes more than one thinking individual to get to a point where we see matters as they really are, because we are so much more than just a single-minded person. And to top it off, we who are being canceled, like myself and many others, especially conservative on these platforms, we got to be careful with our words, and we got to play the game. Don't go out there and be radical in the name of what? Free speech. Don't be radical. Be kind and be truthful and be honest. But at the same time, learn how to curtail your language and regulate your speech in a way that you can communicate to your audience so that you can bring about difference. You want to avoid the opposition. You want to avoid being canceled. You want to be smart in the process. You want to play the game. This is why Jesus tells us in the book of Matthew 16, chapter 10, verse 16, "Behold, I sent you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpent and harmless as dove." So Jesus said, I'm sending my disciples and my followers in the world's full of wolves, but they are the sheep, right? Two different type of characters we're talking about here. And he says, be wise as serpent, be harmless as doves. So there are things we can learn from the word of God. And look how Jesus did it, the way Jesus did it. Study his life. Read the book of Matthew. Read the book of John. Study the life of Jesus. See how he spoke in his time. And many times when they will come and try to find something in his speech to capture him, he uses a parable. There were times he will speak on matters in a way he will make his own enemies to condemn themselves. There were things that Jesus did that was so intelligent. You and I need to study his life so that as we face these so-called gatekeepers of our modern time who are seeking to politically correct and thought police who are trying to curtail our speech, at least we can use Christ's method of declaring our message. So again, Tom MacDonald, you on fire. Thank you. Make sure you like and subscribe to this page, and make sure you click the bell icon and share your thought and perspective with me. Comment below, put your recommendation below, and also share this with somebody else. Until next time, and as always, remember to look unto Jesus, live by faith. Have a good one. Bye.